Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Beyond This, where spirituality is talked about in a grounded fashion for everyday people and to make it more understandable for you. There's a lack of woo-woo here, but we still get to the bottom of the matter. This is our last episode for 2025. Wow. It's been a ride this year, hasn't it? How many of you have arrived at the end of this year exhausted, feeling as if you've been spun around in the spin cycle and spat out again? And a lot of people are talking about the new year, having a reset, beginning everything again. And I'm here to tell you something a bit different. The new year isn't a reset. It's a continuation. There's a very particular energy that arrives with the new year. It's not always excitement and it's not always hope. Often it's pressure. A subtle sense that time is watching you, that something should feel different by now, that you should feel clearer, lighter, more motivated, or at least more certain. That's not always the case, and we're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about just doing a letting go meditation, which I'm going to add on here. I'm also going to give my latest predictions. If you are a member of the Patreon, you will of 25 level and up, you will have access to my 2026 predictions. They will be up. They are available to purchase in the shop, but I don't expect anyone to do that. I just like to give my higher tiers who support me through the year and sometimes have to have a lot of patience because I run behind or I'm not always servicing those levels, a little bit of a sneak peek. So it is available on those levels of Patreon. I haven't got a lot to say about the news at the moment, and there's a reason for that. During December, I steer clear of news. I constantly switch off because I am channeling and working on my 2026 predictions, and I like to make those very clear, very clean. If I've got the latest goss or the latest news in my psyche, I can't be as, how do I put it? I have to let go of everything and I have to give you exactly what I channel. So I don't have a lot to talk about with news. It's New Year's Eve when you are getting this, certainly in Australia. And I have a date with my sofa. New Year's Eve for me, I've done it all. I've done many, many major cities. I have had wonderful New Year's Eves. And I actually like to spend it on my own now. I find the crowds very overwhelming. I find the expectation overwhelming, the expectation to have a good time. And I realized about 5 or 6 years ago that I was going out to parties that I was invited to or events I was invited to. And at 10 o'clock, I was hitting a wall and going, I don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. I want to be in my own energy for New Year's Eve or for the turn of the clock. And often I am asleep. I still have the apartment, but there's an apartment right on South Bank in the city of Melbourne that I was living in for a number of years. And my balcony overlooked where the fireworks were. And I used to have the best view of everything. And even then, I was going to bed early. So I'm not a curmudgeon. I'm not doing it because I'm miserable. I'm doing it because New Year's Eve doesn't excite me the way it excites many people. To me, it is just a continuation. To me, there is a lot of pressure to next year's got to be better. I often set my goals. I often have my vision board. And this year I have achieved probably about 80% for what I set out to achieve. I have my new home. I have my new bathroom. And next year, I have a lot of personal goals, but I don't necessarily set my life by them. If New Year's Eve feels heavy instead of inspiring, you are not failing it, you are feeling it. For many people, the new year isn't a celebration, it's a reckoning. You didn't disappear at midnight, you didn't shed your nervous system, you arrived here as you are, and that matters more than any resolution ever could. We've been sold the idea that January is this reset, new habits, new goals, new body, new mindset, new you. But underneath that message is an assumption that who you were last year should be discarded. Some years don't build you, they will actually dismantle you. They take certainty, they take identities, they slow you down until only what's real remains. Unfinished experiences don't disappear when the calendar changes, they wait to be integrated. January tends to amplify comparison. You see what others are declaring, launching, or claiming, and a quiet question often arises. Why don't I feel like that? January often arrives after depletion. Your body doesn't experience it as a beginning, but as an aftermath. Low energy is not failure, it is information. Your nervous system doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to safety and consistency. When goals require you to override your body, resistance appears. Not because you're undisciplined, but because your body is wise. Instead of asking, how do I force myself into this year? Ask yourself, how does my body want to enter this year? Spirit doesn't move in deadlines. It moves in cycles. If something followed you into 2026, it is unfinished wisdom, not failure. Lessons repeat until they are integrated. Intentions are not demands, they are directions. An intention might sound like, I want to feel safer in myself. I want to stop abandoning myself. I want to listen more closely. These intentions change how you move through every year, not just a new year. You don't need to arrive healed and certain. Some years are for growth. Some years are for rest. Some years are for composting what didn't work. Let this year be less about becoming and more about remembering. You are already in motion, and you are already enough. To wind up the year, we're going to talk about, I'm going to do a release meditation. But before that, I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to do my Patreon thank outs. Oh my gosh, it's been a day and a half. It's very hot here. Okay, please forgive me. It is incredibly hot. I have just recorded my 2026 predictions. That took me hours. I have tried to clean my house a little bit because Seamus McShamus has gone for a daycare day with a friend of mine so that I could get some stuff done. He is still doesn't like me talking to anyone but him, so I just needed him out of the house so I could get some work done today. and I'm preparing my back garden because my new studio arrives on Monday. So it's all very exciting and there's a lot of movement forward. But my gosh, am I exhausted. If you feel like me and it is the end of the year and you feel like you've arrived here, I don't know, having been pulled through a hedge backwards, then I am thinking of you. But I'm going to do my Patreon shout outs. That was a long way of saying that, wasn't it? And then I am going to talk about my recent predictions that I see for the start of 2026. They're not my full predictions. They are just a few global ones, and I've put them onto social media. So I like to talk about them on the first episode after I've put them up. And then we are going to end on um, a guided release meditation, which is letting the year loosen its hold. So that will be a nice thing to end on. So I'm going to do a few plugs before I forget. First of all, I have my first small intimate evidential mediumship group that is happening in February. The link is in the show notes. Don't forget, there is a maximum of 15 people. Everyone is going to receive a reading. It'll be, it's not an in-depth reading like booking an hour with me, but everyone will receive a reading. There are discounts for Patreon members for that reading. On I think it's the 3rd. I will put the link in the show notes. I am having a manifestation meditation for 2026. That is free to the manifesting tier and up on Patreon. So anyone that pays over $25, everyone else can pay $20 to attend. Okay. We had our large evidential mediumship group for Patreon members last week, and some people paid, some people didn't. If you were below $15, you had to pay. It was $20, which is nothing compared to many of my events. I have matched the amount that we raised, and $1,040 is going to the Bondi survivors. So thank you for everyone that paid to attend. I am very grateful of you. So that money is winging its way. I do these small events. They often mean that I put the money onto a charitable donation of some sort. I recently put a couple of $100 that I run from the little small events that I might charge a little bit extra for. Or, the $20 or whatever. I recently put a couple of $100 to the Staffordshire Bull Terrier Rescue. I think it was in Western Australia. Somebody dumped on Christmas Day on 40-degree heat a litter of 3-week-old puppies, and they needed formula support, etc. So I flung some money there, and I always say it's from Matilda's supporters. So thank you. There's another one coming up. There is a young girl. If you remember, I raised money for a little girl in the country town where I live who is needing heart surgery, Phoebe. I ran a raffle for raise money for her and gave a free reading. I'm going to do something similar because she's now needing more surgery. They have a GoFundMe, they have a raffle for her. I will include the link to that in my show notes. Right. That's my plugging. Now we're going to give our thank yous to Patreon and we're going to do our predictions. So thank you to my new Patreon supporters. Ali, you have joined for 12 months. Thank you very much. Shira Culp, Daniela, Desiree, Vermicelli, Hope, and Nikki. Thank you so much. Your support rocks. You make this podcast possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's have a look at my recent predictions that I have made. I'm pulling them up because I didn't write them down. US state funeral, I think that there is going to be a number in the first half of 2026 of state funerals in the United States of America. It feels like it's prior presidents' connections to the White House. We're going to see Clinton go, I'm pretty sure, but I think Trump will be gone by the middle of the year. I don't think he's going to die as president, but I keep getting two different messages and I'm not sure which one to trust at the moment. But I also get this, the president has been found dead overnight message that I keep getting. The president has been found deceased in his bed. Something along those lines. Fire and floods in Australasia, that is including New Zealand and surrounding islands. We are in for some really difficult flood weather, but also fires, mainly in Western Australia and Victoria. I have gone into detail of the areas that I've seen fires in my 2026 predictions. Large earthquake rocks the China region. Now, I know that Taiwan had one recently that I think was about a 7.5. I think there's another one in China, Taiwan, that region. It's going to be quite nasty. It feels around the 8. Assassination of a world leader. I keep thinking it's Netanyahu, but I can't be certain. Mm. Shock prison release. Don't know who it is, but it's someone that Trump pardons, and it's not going to go down very well. I'm not exactly sure who it is, but it, it's going to be a shock. It could be Luigi is let out or somebody that has been wrongfully arrested, but it's whoever it is, it's going to make massive news. Congress turn on Trump. I really believe he's in for a really troubled and difficult January. Arrest of a politician. Do think that is connected to the American presidency, American administration, and it's going to be somebody that's going to be sacked and then arrested. January and February feel volatile. When I say volatile, I mean it. There's going to be some shocks politically. There's going to be some terrorism attacks. There are going to be some that are foiled. There is going to be some people that are going to turn against Trump because he's done something or said something, and there's going to be a tell-all book. It is going to be a shocking January and February. So don't expect things to turn in a positive way until we are partway through 2026, but they will. There is a lot of positivity to come. It's just not in the start of the year. All right, let's do this guided release meditation. Letting the year loosen its hold. Before we begin, I want you to sit comfortably. You're going to be in control the entire time, but please do not do this whilst you are driving. I know a lot of you listen to me whilst you're driving, but please don't. This is an invitation and not a demand. There is nothing to achieve here, nothing to do correctly. Settle your body in whatever way feels more supportive right now. You may be sitting, lying down, or gently resting. Begin by noticing your breath. No need to change it. Simply notice where it moves more easily. If it feels safe, take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Let the exhale be unhurried. With each breath out, allow your body to soften slightly. Bring your awareness to where your body is supported. Notice the weight of you being held, the chair, the bed, the floor beneath you. Imagine gravity doing some of the work for you, drawing tension downward without effort. If your mind wanders, that's okay. Simply notice and return. Now gently bring to mind the year that has just passed. Not the details, not the stories, just the weight it may still hold in your body. Ask quietly, what feels unfinished in me? You may notice a sensation rather than a thought. Tightness, heaviness, fatigue. If it feels comforting, place a hand there. Allow your breath to meet that place. Imagine what you're holding beginning to loosen. Not thrown away, not erased, simply set down. With each exhale, allow a small amount of pressure to leave your body. You might repeat silently, I no longer carry this forward. I am allowed to arrive lighter. If emotions surface, allow it to move gently. No fixing, no analysing, just space. Now notice the space that's been created. Even if it feels subtle, even if it feels small, you do not need to fill it with plans. Instead, ask gently, what quality would feel supportive to invite in? Not a goal, not an outcome, a quality. Softness, steadiness, patience, trust, rest. Allow that quality to settle into the space, like warmth rather than pressure. Bring your attention back to your breath. Notice the room around you. Is there any sounds? Can you feel the air on your skin? Take a moment before moving. There is no rush. Release does not need to be dramatic. It is cumulative. You are allowed to move on into 2026 without dragging everything behind you. And you can return to this space whenever you need. And that is 2025. I am sending you all the love and energy, and I want to thank you all for supporting me during this year. It has not gone unnoticed. We are part of an amazing community, and that community includes every single one of you. Whatever you hope for during 2026 on a personal level, I wish it for you. I shall see you in 2026. Take care.